Hello and welcome to PNC Arena, where the Carolina Hurricanes will take on the Boston Bruins tonight in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Final. Series returns to Raleigh. This building should be rocking tonight. The fans are out. The tailgating in full force. It's a great day for hockey. Got a couple Carolina Panthers players in the Siren tonight. Should be bringing that energy for the Hurricanes. Expect to see a great crowd as the Hurricanes try to climb back into this series. Didn't go their way in Boston. They come back down 2-0. I'm here with Peter Katrumpis of Triangle Sports Network. Peter, your 5 points to success tonight.
Well, Andrew, obviously the team's gotten down the last couple of games. Game 2 was a tough one, a very tough loss. Mental fatigue is what Rod Brindamore, head coach of the Hurricanes, chalked it up to. But basically the 5 Ps that we need to focus on that has led to success for this team has been simply possession, pace, position, physicality, and power play and penalty kill all together. Now that's a mouthful. There's a lot of things tied into that, but basically winning faceoffs is important for the Canes to get possession. Once they get possession, they can establish the pace of the game, where they want to chip and chase, how they want to front up each of the Bruins as they're coming out from position point of view. And then physicality. They have to be physical in all 3 zones in order to maintain that pace and possession. When we get down to position, it's important for them to get in front of Tuukka Rask, their goalkeeper, who's been playing splendidly for 2 games. And by getting that position, hoping to clean up some goals on the rebounds or tip-ins. And then the power play and the penalty kill has been a tough one for the Hurricanes to maintain. So that power play, 1 for 7, I believe, for the first 2 games hasn't helped the Hurricanes either take leads or help them to come back. And the penalty kill, Bruins have scored 4 of 7 on their power play. The penalty kill has to be more effective in order for the Canes to have any chance of pulling this one out and at least getting halfway back into even in this series.
Yeah, that power play has been a sore spot for Carolina pretty much for this entire playoff run. It's really remarkable when you consider the fact that they've been able to get to the Eastern Conference Final. As poor as the man advantage has been for them, they have to get that going. The other thing I want to talk about that you mentioned is physicality and positioning, because in Game 2, early especially, I thought the Hurricanes got away from their game a little bit. I thought they were pointlessly physical, if that makes sense. They weren't trying to establish anything on the forecheck or finish checks. They were just running around hitting everything in sight, and that was taking them out of position and wearing them out, and I think it'd be better for them to get back to their game tonight.
Right, and that plays to that point of fatigue. Not getting possession, then they're chasing. If they're chasing, they're going to try and be physical. They become too physical, then they get tired. They get tired, and then they can't be effective with the puck, and then they get out of position. They get out of position, they can't gap up on Boston's breakouts. All of a sudden, Boston has more room through the neutral zone and into the Canes zone. They break down in position, pace, and physicality in their own zone. Then all of a sudden, the Bruins have open space. They find the soft spots, and that's when the goalkeeper, whether it's Mrazek or whether it's McElhaney inside tonight in the cage, then they have to fend for themselves, and that could become a dangerous supposition for the Canes, as we saw in Game 2.
Yeah, and you mentioned the 2 goaltenders, Peter, and that's an interesting point because Rod Brindamore this morning said that he knows who's starting in goal tonight but did not name his starter. Peter Mrazek had kind of a rough go of it in Boston, gave up a couple soft goals, whereas Curtis McElhaney, we saw what he was capable of when Mrazek went down in that series against the Islanders, so I'm going to be very interested to see if Brindamore makes a change there tonight.
I personally think that he'll go again with Mrazek, going to the dance with Who Brung You, in a Southern Way song that I've heard, and a famous local coach said, basketball coach said following a game here, and not my original thought, but basically relying on Mrazek, that he didn't actually make too many mistakes, but because the Canes didn't follow the 5 Ps as I suggested, he put himself in more situations than he needed to. But you know what? I'm comfortable with McElhaney being in there as well. So if that's what Brindamore goes with, this team, regardless, has to finish up everything that they start and to do it almost to perfection if they want to pull into getting a win and getting this series at least 2-1 after tonight.
One of the greatest weapons for this team is the fans tonight, Peter. This crowd has been electric all postseason long. It truly has been the loudest house in the NHL. I expect that to continue tonight.
And we've got some special guests from what I hear, right?
Yeah, a couple Carolina Panthers stars will be bringing the energy on the Storm Siren tonight. Luke Kuechly and Christian McCaffrey will be bringing us in. Again, I expect it'll be an electric atmosphere. But again, I'm Andrew Schnittker with ADSN here with Peter Katrumpis of Triangle Sports Network. And that concludes our pregame. We've got the Hurricanes hosting the Bruins here in Game 3 tonight. Be sure to tune in to ADSN for all of your in-game updates, and we'll see you guys after the action.